How's everyone feeling today? Let's make some noise. This was a well-deserved victory that you can have this heart. Hi everyone, I'm Councilmember Christopher Barte. I represent Lower Manhattan, and I'm the prime sponsor of the O1096. And we'll be the new prime sponsor of an undisclosed number. But it's great to be here because we've been fighting for so long. And it's great that the court coincides with us. So I want to give a huge thank you to Judge Lowell for making his decision based off of facts and now political wins, and now who's in City Hall or in the City Council. He's been on our side because history is on our side. You were given a promise, a contract, and now the city's trying to undo that. And so whatever we have to do, whether in the City Council or in the courtroom or on the street, we're gonna fight until we win. Am I right?
And why do you do that?
I'm so excited to introduce our first speakers who have been there every step of the way, who have represented us in this courtroom with dignity, making sure justice is served. Let's give a huge round of applause to Jake and Steve. Next to
Well, at this point, I feel like we've done this kind of thing a lot, and hopefully we're going to be doing this in different class. I just want to begin by just noting something that I think we're about a month away. 25th. We're about a month away from the 25th anniversary of 9/11, and here we are still fighting for the healthcare rights of elderly, disabled responders, and the city workers. And we're going to keep fighting. And I also want to note another thing, which is that I think in the history of this country, it's hard to identify a better return on investment than donating the Nielsen Organization Public Service. 2022. What the New York City Organization of Public Service Retirees has done, if you want $5, that's $10, $15 donation, is one, prevent the city from charging you at this point about $250 a month for receiving pay. Ooh. It has prevented the city in 2023 and 2024 from imposing those copays, and is now getting $52 million back from copays that no longer charging the $1. That so far in these 5 years, that's over $8 billion working value that the organization has delivered. And I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. So that's a big hand for
Wonder Woman.
But I do think, there's only so much you can do with it. We've done a lot. At some point, we need leaders like Councilmember Marston.
Yes.
To legislate. So I think that going forward, it's going to be incumbent on the city council and the mayor to step up to make sure that retirees continue to have the health care and the dignity that they expect. I also want to give a huge shout out to my partner in crime here, as I began Steve's the heart and soul behind all of the engagement from the very beginning. He was with you guys before I and you guys when there was really no you guys that existed. And he believed in you, and he had a vision, and he executed on that vision for the past 5 years. So I think you guys, giving up.
Yeah, that's great.
So I'll pass this on to Steve.
You think in this age I know better than to follow Jake. And I had a feeling I might get the event swing. I read pages here, but they are not a speed tutor. It's my Medicare EOB. And it's good to be able to say, but I really want to thank Marianne, Jake, Councilman Barclay, and all of you who are standing behind us, for giving us the impetus, not just the impetus, really the information we needed to go into court and make compelling case. So, these EOBs, I went to the hospital the other night, what I thought was a kidney stone. Happened 4 hours later, and $50,000 later, they confirmed it was a kidney stone. But the fight for access to good health care, affordable health care, is going to continue, and it's not easy. And we need more people involved to make that step. So thank you for allowing me to represent you. Wow. When Jake said that this was the best return on investment, I gotta say it absolutely is. This organization started 5 years ago next week. Wow. So, up next, I wanna introduce Wonder Woman herself. You can see her on Facebook Live. You can see her on the press releases. You can see her everywhere. And she flies from her house to be here to make sure that everyone can see her and see who she really is. Let's give it up for Marianne.
Yay.
So I want to thank everyone for being here, not just on this side of the microphone, but on the other side, because this is the organization, our board, our moderators of our social media, our members who put faith in us, literally in the middle of a pandemic 5 years ago, when we were told that they were going to force us into Medicare Advantage and then pass these copays onto us. And all of this was hidden in a contract that we never had a chance to see, because these were decisions made by people that we are no longer connected to. We're no longer in unions as retirees. The Mayor's Office of Labor Relations taking these backdoor deals, unfortunately, that had a great impact on these people and continue to do so today. So while we celebrate today as the $53 million win of this copay case that we filed in 2022, these people helped bring that to a victory. However, this fight is not over, and it is just beginning, because the mayor, then the former mayor, Mayor Eric Adams, re-implemented those copays in 2025, which is in an affordability crisis that's costing them basically a car payment on a monthly basis. So while we celebrate this victory today for 2022, we know that the city council and the mayor's office must agree to bring our legislation that our sponsor, Councilmember Barclay, has been working with us for the last several years to bring it to the floor of this body and get justice for all of these people. And that starts today. So I want to thank all of the members of our organization, our board, our advisors, our leaders, our attorneys, everyone for getting us to this place, because this was the second of 3 lawsuits that we filed. And the first case resulted in a victory all the way up to the New York State Court of Appeals. This is our second victory. So we want to make sure that no municipal retiree has to go through a promise being broken in retirement. We kept our promise. The city must keep its promise.
When I first got wind of this issue, many people told me it was a done deal. There was nothing we could do about it. There's no way we can fight against the de Blasio administration. There's no ways we can fight against the Adams administration. There's no way we can fight against DC 37, UFT, and RED. And that's what we've been doing for 5 years. But I really have to thank one of my former colleagues who has been there every single step of the way, because he is also a retiree where his benefits are at stake. And so he's been there on the front line in City Hall screaming at people that needed to be screamed at, but also making sure that you had a voice in that building. Let's give it up for former Councilmember Robert Holt.
So now, Chris, I want to thank you for always carrying that, not only for this bill, but other bills, of course, character bills. But I'm a double retired.
Yes.
When I retired from the community university in 2017, and I was promised something. I was promised a choice of my health care. And everyone had choices. And that's why I retired. And I did have a choice. And then they pulled the rug out. And then I retired from the New York City Council last year. And now, so, oh yeah. I second man. You don't know date or something.
That's
right. Every day is a holiday.
But I'm not retired yet. You sucked me back in.
No. But this is such an important issue because as we get older, we get up.
Yes, we do.
Less, the pay more for something we were promised.
Yes.
So Marianne is the retirees. And by the way, when we visit, and we will visit,
Right.
Marianne and the project on I'll get rid of her. Well, you see, when we visit, I'm going to miss the firefight. You got to really build that.
Okay.
And come up with the next guy. Mary, we're fighting still. We'll get that next week.
Oh, we will. We got more to do.
But something that was quiet, heated, lucky they go Mary, but definitely who are good. But Chris, don't pave against the politics come in. You have to really fight to get what you believe in. You still win if you just vote a lot. Thank you so much, everybody.
Good job. Thank you.
And you can still listen to Marianne on WBAI Friday morning. I just want to have a serious note. There's many retirees that wish they could be there. There's many retirees that are living on fixed income. And so when Bob says the rug is being pulled underneath them, it really is. They have to make a choice between healthcare and housing, healthcare and food on their table. And so I don't want people to forget about that. There's 250,000 people that rely on this hit. 250,000 people that sacrifice their time, their energy for our city. And so that's why I show up to this fight. Because if they can do it, to them, they will definitely do it to us. And so that's why this fight is not just the retiree fight. This is not just a municipal worker fight. This is a fight for every single worker in this city. So I want to thank you. As Marianne said, we're almost the final line of introducing this bill. Hopefully we can do it either next week or in September. But I really want to do it next week, but we'll see. But we'll make sure to invite everyone because I want to make an exclusive. We want to make sure that non-members can hear the make sure that they know so there's no speaking. Thank you for coming out today. Thank you for the fun.
They don't bring us justice. We won't bring no peace.
Fight. Win.
Healthcare is a human right.
Fight.
Healthcare is a human right.
Fight.
Healthcare is a human right.
Fight.
Healthcare is a human right.
We're happy to take any questions from the press.
Chris, can you talk more about the reason why you guys have been successful in fighting? The reason why you guys have been successful fighting because you are trade unions. You know how to fight, you know how to organize. Can you talk more about the fact that the major obstacle throughout this has been Henry Guarino, PC 37? Whether it's this bill, the No More 24, what's that about?
Yeah. I think we've been fairly clear in our previous rallies that it's the people on the top of these unions are not listening to either their rankers call members or their retirees. But we have showed up. The retirees behind me did a buy-in at DC 37 headquarters a few years ago. I personally showed up to a UFT retiree meeting to educate people on my bill and why we need to pass it. And so what we have to do is continue that education for everyone to understand what's happening, because there is a lot of misinformation that's being spread.
I think that's a great question. I was wondering too, is there an issue at all between uniting retirees and current workers who are going to be retirees? Or is there an effort to kind of divide the issue?
Not from our side. We have a lot of rank and file members that have shown up to our rallies, that have shown up to our town hall, and so there is a lot of solidarity between rank and file members and retirees. As we've seen in the past, they try to divide us. They say, well, if we give the retirees what they want, it's going to come at the cost and the expense of current members, and we think that's misinformation. And we're going to continue to fight whatever future language that they try to present to us that will do. Awesome. No further question?
Yeah, I have a question for Mary Ann. Of course, the $15 copays were reinstated in 2025. Part of what this settlement does is tell the city and Emblem Health you can't charge more than $15 until 2028. So what comes next, and in terms of your struggle to end the copays?
So this lawsuit was based on the 2022 copays that were implemented at that time. It solved the copays from January 1st of 2022 to January 31st of 2020. And that amount of money, that $53 million, will be returned to these retirees in the process that they were charged illegally. And you're correct. The court stopped it for 23 and 24, and then they're not afraid to implement it by changing the contract that the city held with town hall and re-employing these in 25. So what's next? Legislation. Because the only way to do this, retirees are no longer in a union. They had an altercation in those unions to protect us, and unfortunately, as Councilmember said, some of the leaderships of those unions, or the Municipal Labor Committee umbrella, because of the way it's constructed, had made these deals as cost-sponsored current retirees. We had no seat at that table. We had no voice in that conversation. It was just something that was done to us. And then these copays go back to the 2020 RFP for the Medicare Advantage plan that they literally buried it in a contract that we redacted, that no one understood what was there. Very similar to what the NYC contract. There's 100 pages of redacted content in that contract that union leaders signed and endorsed and implemented without ever seeing. This happened in the Medicare Advantage plan. They wanted to make staying in traditional Medicare so painful for people that they would go to Medicare into the Medicare Advantage plan, look at copays there. The only way for us, these retirees, to have a voice in that process is to pass a bill. And that's what's happened since for 60 years. We were given Medicare and paid for by the city of New York by this very body sitting in this building. And it's changed and been amended over the years to increase the protections by this body. It was not a union. So the only way to protect this, to prevent the mayor's offices of labor relations or the municipal labor union leadership from passing your laws on, is to pass a bill to say, no, you can't do this. The only way that these people will be protected past that date of November 31 of 2027 is legislation that says you made a promise to these people that you cannot give them a choice of healthcare plans, gave them traditional Medicare when it became a law signed by the President of the United States, and you would pay for their healthcare because it's well below the FHMO rate. That's statute. The only way to protect these people is legislation to do so, and that's where the council members
There he is.
All right, I want to thank everyone for being here. If anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you again for being out here. We're going to continue to fight.
Healthcare is a human right. Healthcare is a human right.
Healthcare is a human right.
Healthcare is a human right.
Healthcare is a human right.